referring to what happened before the voting started when Michigan and Florida moved up their primary dates in open defiance of Democratic Party rules. All of the candidates last year agreed not to campaign in the two states and agreed the delegates should not be counted towards the nomination. But unlike Obama and other Democratic candidates, including Edwards and Biden, Hillary Clinton left her name on the Michigan ballot. Michigan voters who participated gave her 55% compared to 40% for uncommitted. In Florida, where Obama and Clinton were both on the ballot, Clinton received 50%, Obama 33%, and Edwards 14%.
Yes, it's a perfect day here in Florida.
Clinton has been drawing attention to Florida ever since. But even Clinton advisor Mark Penn, who wrote today's memo, said a month ago, quote, "This race has shown that it is voters and delegates who matter, not the pundits or perceived momentum." Still, there is a path to the nomination for Clinton if she can keep her streak going, close the elected delegate gap, and convince a strong majority of superdelegates at the convention that she is the best bet. The 795 superdelegates who are under no obligation to follow the will of their states includes party officials and current and former elected lawmakers. At the moment, Clinton has received the endorsement of 254 superdelegates to 213 for Obama. 328 are still undecided. All of the superdelegates until the convention count are free to change their mind. The question is whether the Democratic Party is going to nominate a presidential nominee based on the will of primary voters or based on party insiders. I'm David Schuster for Hardball in Washington.
Well, that was the tough news from David Schuster. Joining me right now, we're going to look at both the tough news and the good news for the Clintons. NBC News political director Chuck Todd, NBC's Andrea Mitchell, and Newsweek's Evan Thomas. Before we get to the delegate problem the Clintons face, which is a real uphill battle to even begin to get close in elected delegates, let's talk about their strength last night. Andrea, who voted for her last night and held to and has held with her for months now?
Well, in Ohio, women, whites, people under $50,000 a year, the working class men, the blue-collar voter came back to her. Her original coalition that she had lost in Virginia and Maryland in those primaries came back, they returned, and Hispanics big time in Texas. The Ohio victory is important because it really mirrors the kind of population you see in Pennsylvania, except Pennsylvania is a closed primary, so she won't have to face the problem of independents and Republicans coming over.
So it's meat and potatoes Democrats. Absolutely. That's all she has to. This is perfect. I don't know how they led everybody to this briar patch. This is Uncle Remus country. They have taken the Democratic Party all across the country to one state where only Clinton types will vote.
Look, this is an interest group car wreck. This is the Democrats' worst nightmare, I think, because it reminds everybody of how the party's divided into interest groups, and they thought they'd gotten past this for about a month, so big kumbaya moment of everybody together, and that all dissolved, and they were back where we were a month ago. The Republicans have got to be. Richard Nixon is sitting up in purgatory, smiling and clucking and chuckling, because this is the best-case scenario for the Republican Party.
So you got purgatory, huh? I wish him well. I wish him well. That means it's limited. Let me ask you, let me go to Chuck on this question of the strength of the Clintons, because it used to be said, well, I always like to put it this way, they're for the middle people have always stayed true to the Clintons. Through Monica, through all the mess, through all the problems, whatever it is, even with NAFTA, they've always believed in the Clintons as people that came from where they came from. They came from regular stock, if you will, regular people, and they didn't forget it.
Well, no, I mean, I think that's what Hillary Clinton had struggled to do. She'd never been able to replicate that same thing that Bill Clinton had, and I think slowly but surely she's getting more comfortable actually starting to feel the pain of this electorate, that I think that Bill Clinton so easily connected with, which is these blue-collar white voters.